Hi guys, Jack Rogers here, and in this video I want to go over video hooks, how you can entice your audience to essentially watch your video and draw in attention. So I'm going to go through a few recommendations that I've personally tried and tested out. There are going to be some other ones that you can do outside of the ones we're going to mention, but like I said, these are going to be the most effective ones that I've personally tried. So we'll jump straight into the first one, which is going to be the question-based hook. So asking a question will usually spark some form of curiosity, right? And people will want to know the answer to that question. So that's going to draw them in to continue watching the video. Now, just as sort of a recommended tip here, anytime you ask a question, you want the user to automatically answer as a yes, because it gets them to identify and serves as a qualification. So if you guys watch the video of me reviewing Robert's copy, you'll know that like the hook that I lead with in the copy was looking for a reason to look and feel great again. So people are always going to answer yes to that. So just as like a couple of examples here, you've got wish there was a better way to do X, Y, and Z. Tired of this, that. Are you ready to achieve so and so, right? So that's going to be the first test and the first hook that you can implement. Now, moving on to the second one, which is going to be like the oddly satisfying. So I quite often refer to TikTok when I run like any form of UGC, so user generated content or videos, because people like patterns, they like symmetry, they like repetition, right? And it's basic human psychology. So just as like a general tip, when we use the oddly satisfying, you want to combine it with the rest of the video. I've seen it time and time again. Somebody will just have like an oddly satisfying clip at the start and then just like transition into the video. So if you can incorporate it, perfect. And just as like an example of this here, so something like this where
TikTok made me buy it. It's an English
you've got that first sort of 3 seconds where he's opening it, he's closing it. There is one that sort of integrates quite well into, down here as well. So like, as we can see, pouring the coffee over the camera, and then it transitions into the actual video itself. So it's just essentially about getting that, it's just about getting people hooked in, right? And people like satisfying things. So that's going to be the next one that we cover. The next one is reverse shot. So this is going to be very similar to like the oddly satisfying, but the main sort of purpose here is to catch attention, right? So as an example here, I've got like a person jumping, opening up the product. Before I joined Heath Media, I actually used to work with gyms, and one thing that I used to get them to do here was like I had someone cartwheel into the scene. So as a couple of examples, if I open this up. So as we can see, it's that reverse shot that then transitions into the main video. I don't know about you guys, but I love videos like this. It hooks me in, and that's the main purpose, right? So moving on to the next one, which is going to be sort of that pattern interruption. And again, carrying on with like the TikTok hype, attention span is getting shorter, and it's essentially crucial for us to capture that attention immediately, right? So an example here is a product being used in a random environment or in an unexpected way, just to sort of go back to the gyms, getting people to cartwheel into the frame. One that I personally tested out that worked really well was getting somebody to pop a balloon. So they would just stand on camera, they pop the balloon, and then it transitioned into them talking. And that like balloon pop really drawed in a lot of people. So to go into like a couple of examples around this is going to be this banana one.
Believe it or not, there's
so yeah, that is just like a massive pattern interruption, right? It's and transitioning through. So that's a very good pattern interruption video, and we've also got like this one here. So this is for a cleaning company.
Here's why I stopped cleaning my one-bed apartment.
So this hook works really well for a couple of reasons, right? For starters, you've got on the right, it's very unclear as to what this is. I don't know about you guys, but I personally love watching cleaning videos, and that section there creates curiosity for me. But having the guy sped up also keeps us engaged. I tend to find now with videos that if we can have like very short, snappy scenes between like 3 to 5 seconds and we cut to another one, it really keeps that engagement high, and it keeps people engaged essentially. Now, moving on to the next one is going to be communicating the angle. So through this, you can mention the problem they are having, or you can sort of mention the end goal that they could achieve. And this works really well because it acts as a qualifier and it essentially does the targeting for you. So to go into a couple of examples around here, as we can see, a great hook here. My boys thought I lost £15 overnight, and this is like comparing one t-shirt to another, right? The video itself isn't great, outside of the fact that like you can see the difference in the length of shirt, but the text overlay here is a really good hook for communicating that specific angle. Now, going on to another one here, this video really made me laugh. As you can see, it's a great thumbnail to start with, but when you actually go into the video, you've got the pain point, you've got the angle of like cats always overtaking the furniture, and you've just got a really funny video of a cat dangling off the frame, right? Who's not going to watch that? My girlfriend's got 3 cats, love them to pieces. I'm going to watch that video, right? Now, going on to the using the face one. So I tend to find, and with the rise of UGC, that using like close-up of someone's face really draws in attention. Now, to go into like a sort of a recommended tip here, you will always want to use somebody who fits your customer avatar. So a few times I've mentioned on like the live calls and in a few of the training videos is that I was working with a client who did skincare, and they got some UGC recorded of somebody who didn't necessarily fit their demographic. So for them, it was all about sort of anti-aging and wrinkles. They got someone in their like early 20s to do the creatives. Now, the creatives themselves, the scripts, the process was really good, but the person just didn't fit their avatar. I went back to the client and I said, look, can you just re-record these, use the same scripts, use the same settings, but you fit the avatar better, and the results dramatically improved as a result. So going into like a couple of examples of this here. So as we can see here, you've got a close-up of somebody's face, showing like the skin issues that they're facing, which then sort of transitions into like the solution and introducing their product. And another one here is around sort of the eyelashes aspect, so really close up of the face, and it's got multiple cut scenes of different people. And the benefit of doing something like this for a product like eyelashes is because eyelashes are, everybody can do it, right? So somebody who's 21 might be implementing the same sort of product as somebody who's in their, say, 50s. So what you can see here, they've got somebody young, they've got somebody who's slightly older, then somebody who's slightly older again. So they're essentially making it inclusive to everybody in the market. So I hope all of that makes sense. I will send a copy of this file here just so you can sort of pinpoint and cross-reference. Any questions, please let me know, but appreciate you all, and I'll be in touch.